By the time I'm uploading this, the side order will probably be a thing of the past, considering that I'm recording it late already and I'm super slow at editing. However, I had to talk about it. Welcome to my video essay on why the Splatoon 3 side order is mid. My opinion may be a bit biased, since I will mostly compare it to Octo Expansion, which I might see as better because of nostalgia. Just clarifying so you don't go, actually in the comments. Though of course, feel free to say that so the algorithm boosts up this video. The first point I want to mention is the writing, especially through the first run of the tower, aka the tutorial. It feels lazy. Everything is oddly convenient. There are enemies? No worries, Pearl has a gun for you. What is this pallet thing? Pearl just casually guesses it. Why doesn't ACT work with you? She hurt a wrist. My sister in Christ, you are actively moving it as we speak. For the story, I don't have much to say. For me, all the trailers seem to imply that Marina was going to be the villain, creating her perfect world of order and trapping people in it, just for Pearl to come in at the end and teach her that things shouldn't be still, that feelings are a good thing and that this is not life. And then they violently kiss. The point being that the villain spot is very clearly meant for Marina. I mean, it is for the first 15 minutes. But then Order comes up and Marina seems to not care about her dream anymore, even though that's what she fought for during the Final Fest. It seems odd to just create a new villain to antagonize the story instead of letting an old character have a development of its own, to progressively understand the virtue of living. Also, that would have made so much fucking Perlina. I fucking love that ship. I would have loved to see them accept each other at the end, but no! Marina just goes, okay Pearly, and simps over her all fucking along. That's shit. Side note, what happened to Dump Socks? Did they retcon Dump Socks? It's the exact same thing as Off the Hook. Why call them Off the Hook and not Dump Socks? Anyways, I think it's time we move on to our next point. The music. Look, I hate to make this a critical point because the soundtrack is a banger, but I feel like it generally sits behind compared to all of the other Splatoon soundtracks. The songs are good at ambienting the Spire of Order, but when you play Splatoon, you want something energetic, like Calamari Incantation or Anarchy Rainbow, not something that feels like music to meditate or that weird music for shitting audio. Again, the soundtrack isn't bad, but it's not the same finishing a boss fight and hearing this than to hear this. The music sometimes feels tame in comparison to the actual gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay causes tension, but the moment you get time to breathe, you realize that the soundtrack isn't helping retain the tension and forms this underwhelming silence. Like the build-up to the final boss fight and the nothing sandwich it actually is. In Octo Expansion, you could get a breath from the stress and still feel the tension from the music, keeping the vibes alive. To finish off this section and pass on to some brighter notes, I want to mention the final boss music. I like the fact that Ivan Flow has settled as the Calamari Incantation of Splatoon DLCs. As an Octo Expansion lover, of course I got hyped when I heard those familiar voice clips in the background. At first, I thought it was a leitmotiv, but grim was my surprise when it turned out to just be a hype remix that is accidentally less hype than the original. It also isn't accompanied by the gameplay at all, because when Ivan Flow plays, you've already won, the boss doesn't even attack anymore. I asked a friend what version he liked best, and he said the side order one, so the song really is up to Octo Expansion level, the problem is the way it's implemented. In the original Octo Expansion, it plays not during the boss fight, but in the hardest part. It's so fucking energizing, it intensifies the gameplay. I think that's the point of Calamari Incantation and Ivan Flow, making you feel adrenaline so you concentrate more during such a hard boss fight. Here, it doesn't even help you because there's nothing to help you with. It still is effective at being good, but it completely misses the point of the song. Anyways, I know I'm being harsh at the game right now, so let's pass on to something I did enjoy. The gameplay is good, I gotta admit it. The only thing I didn't quite like is the fact that the story is like an hour long. Seriously, I beat the first tower in my third try. Maybe I'm just too good? But damn, the problem is that they expect you to play it, lose, get upgrades, lose again, and repeat that for like 4 hours. And I have to admit, it is nice feeling how you improve and get closer each time. You feel how in every level you beat and each boss battle defeat, with each achievement your view becomes a bit more complete. I'm not sure why Nintendo aimed for replayability rather than a more general campaign, but I guess I can't complain. It is still fun to play again and again with different weapons and occasionally hearing Marina and Pearl hitting on each other. Still not good enough. Perlina peaked at the end of Octo expansion. But yeah, playing the same room can feel completely different depending on your perks, weapon, or overall level of skill. I really like the gameplay, so I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just mad that we didn't get a campaign that properly accompanied the story. However, there is one thing I'd love to mention about it, and that's... If I wasn't already sounding enough like GD Colon, then get ready for some spider jumpscares because we're stepping right into that territory. This game is pretty inconsistent when it comes to teaching its mechanics. At some points they expect you to recognize visual language from other game modes, like the specials that Order uses during the boss fight, or some attack indicators like the sniper from the regular campaign. But they also teach you how to fucking shoot, like, I know, thanks. For some reason the character that explains most mechanics is Pearl. You could just make a narrator that says that, but no. This makes some sort of sense since Pearl was there during Octo expansion, so she should know what the things do. But why Pearl? I don't think you need an introduction to how guns work. The player should figure it out by themselves. If they see a glowing item, they'll pick it up, and when they do, they'll see that the special charge goes up. That's enough for your brain to tell what it does, you don't need text for it. A good example of this are the special enemies, that feel more like summon run bosses rather than campaign enemies, but whatever. Each boss can provide a utility for the player when killed. This is a bit hard to convey, but Nintendo managed it incredibly well. The first time you meet a special enemy is in this payload stage. You're pushing the objective up until suddenly you can't go up. There are no inkable walls. All you find is this enemy, so your first instinct is to kill it. After you do so, you realize that they drop something that was the same color as your ink. This makes you understand that it's good, and sure enough, it helps you get past the wall. The same happens with the other special enemies. When you kill them, they drop something your color instead of black, and you know it's good. Talking about ink makes me realize that all of the enemies have black ink, which means the whole game is a My Singing Monsters reference. So, is the game good? Yes, absolutely. I just said it's made to clickbait you, and you most likely fell for it. I just think it's inferior to the Octo expansion because, while it is a great roguelite, I think it fails to deliver a good story progression, plot, and a Rule 34 enhancer. I most likely am underappreciating the game because when I played it, the bar was so high. I mean, Octo expansion was definitely a 10 out of 10, and I didn't expect less from its direct sequel. I don't even dislike the game itself. What I'm pissed about is stuff like the wrong usage of Hidden Flow, or the appearance of new characters in places where old ones would have fit best. It's inconsistencies like this that make the side order feel less of a DLC and more of a spin-off. So, what do I think of it? 8 out of 10. If you disagree, fight me in the comments. Also, sorry if the video took so long to make or the editing isn't great. I really don't have too much free time to edit, especially long videos like this, so I'll probably go back to making short videos in the near future. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this essay as much as I did making it, and as always, thanks for the views.